Hey everyone! Happy December the 27th. I hope everyone had a very Merry Christmas. We did. Our oldest came in with her husband and spent a few days with us, so that was wonderful. That was her first visit back since she got married in September. So it was such a blessing to have them here, and then they were able to visit with other family members, and also we were able to go to church Sunday morning and night. I was very thankful that we had our normal services on Christmas, so that was a blessing. And so now they're back home, and I'm sure he's back at work today, and they're carrying on with their normal life. We are still on Christmas break. We will be on Christmas break through this week, and then we will start back this coming Tuesday, a week from today. We ended school for Christmas break on a Monday, so we're not going back again until a Tuesday. We are taking a full 3 weeks off. So, I guess Monday will be planning day. But anyway, that's not what this video is all about. What I wanted to share with you was what I did yesterday as far as planning, especially with us moving into a new year. It's always nice to have a new fresh start, and so this is what I did. Was I planned on what to do as far as groceries and to make my life easier, so I came up with a brand spanking new master list for breakfasts and lunches. And also I came up with a menu to have for the coming 2 weeks beginning on Thursday. I'm also trying to use up a lot of things that we have in the pantry. I wanted to overbuy for Christmas time just to make sure that we had enough food, especially with company being here. I wanted to make sure that we had enough for breakfast, lunch, and suppers, and that everyone got their fill, and also with snacks. And so I just had already planned that anything that was left over we would be using for meals afterwards. So anyway, here is my master list. I am still adding to it as I think of things, but this is for breakfast. And it stops here with BLTs. I don't have much for the snacks. We're not very snacky food eaters. We do a lot of, if we have leftovers and it's around, we'll eat the leftovers pretty much. And I'm trying to stick to frugal foods. Here's for lunches. Of course, we always first and foremost eat our leftovers, and then what got me to thinking about some of the lunch items is when I was making finger foods for Christmas Eve, such as sausage balls, I'm like, that would be a very good lunch item to have. And even for my husband, who travels on the road and service work, he likes to eat as he's going down the road. He could easily eat sausage balls going down the road. It's sort of like a sandwich within a ball form, I guess. And so I thought, that's a nifty idea. And we don't make very many the pig in the blankets. We don't make many of those. And I don't know why. It's just something that I forget about. That would be something that would be pretty portable too for on the road, because I'm always concerned about him having too many sandwiches, and it seems like it would get a little old after a while, but he really likes to have sandwiches while he's on the road working, and I have a sandwich list here as well. And so what I'm hoping to do is stick with the pantry method, to where I keep the pantry stocked with the basic items to make a lot of these lunches and the breakfasts. And so that way I can just come to this list and see what we need to put into the pantry, so that I could just go to the list and then go to the pantry and pull out what we need. And as far as soup, that could be any kind of soup. Primarily though, I'm talking about homemade soups, and I could go ahead and here and there cook some soup ahead of time and freeze it and pull it out for lunch. So that's what I did with that. Now this is the messy list right here that I still need to recopy. This is a master list of everything that I could think of that we would need to fulfill this list. And so what I thought I could do is perhaps I could type this out and print it, but we don't have any ink in our printer right now, and it's not in our budget to get it right now. But maybe print this out as neatly as possible and then put it in. I don't know if you saw, it's like ages old video that I did where I would put lists, menu lists and all inside plastic page protectors, and then you can just write on top of the page protector what you need. So I could do that with this. And so what I did, this right here, this is just how much I'm estimating these items to cost if I bought them in the store, according to however many I think I would need for 2 weeks of lunches and breakfast. And if I had to buy everything, granted, a lot of this stuff is already here. And so every time I go to the store, I'm not going to have to buy every single item. So that's when the page protector would come in handy and writing on top of that. And also, I think it came to $144, pretty much. So I was estimating, you know, just doing weird scenarios in my head, an average total for how much it costs to make suppers. And we have 8 people still at home. So, and I went as frugal as I thought I could, and that's an average of $5 a meal. Some meals we have are $12 a meal, and some are leftovers, so those would be counted as free. And then some meals I do that's only $5 a meal, you know, just starting fresh. So I'm thinking average $5 a meal. That is on the frugal side, but anyway, that is my goal, right? So I was thinking, okay, $144 if I had to buy everything for all lunches and breakfasts. I didn't have any of these items for 2 weeks. And so then $70 for 2 weeks of suppers. That's, you know, granted if we didn't eat out or anything. And then that would be $214 for 2 weeks times 2, which would be for 4 weeks. That's $428. Not too shabby for 8 of us. And 8 of us, well, most of us are big eaters. So I didn't think that was too terribly bad. And then I would add in my non-food items. And so if I buy everything at rock bottom prices, then this could perhaps work out pretty well. Okay, so this is my menu for the next 2 weeks. I have 1 open time. That's not a problem. And for a few reasons. I will have some extra items in the pantry that I could make another meal here, but I wanted to have this open for inspiration, so if we get a craving for something, we will have it here. And also, I have a little bit of money left over. I think it's like $23 or so that I could use for anything that's on sale or for clearance items that I might find in the store, especially being after the holidays. And so who knows, I might find some marked down meats, but I wanted to leave at least 1 open. And who knows, some of this might not come to fruition. It just might depend on what we have a craving for or what we desire at the time. This can always be changed around. This is just a tentative menu so that I'm not at a loss and I can go to it and have a plan, because I don't always have a plan and sometimes I'm not with it and then I have to scrounge around for something. We do have a very frivolous few meals here. One, I guess, would be the lasagna, and I have everything for that except for the mozzarella cheese, because I had bought a lot of that for if we needed it for this past Christmas weekend. Lasagna noodles, you can buy those at the Dollar Tree. Usually those are very expensive, but that's one of the things that I have been buying for at least the past year at the Dollar Tree. And they are the same size pack as you would buy, or box that you would buy in any other grocery store. So the frivolous meals, okay, I told you about the lasagna, but we have most of that. And then the Buford stew, that is with the shrimp, sausage, potatoes, and corn. This right here is, first of all, it's New Year's Eve, but secondly, it's my husband's birthday, and his boss gave him some frozen bacon wrapped scallops. There's a lot there. It would be enough to feed our whole family. But this was given to my husband because he knows that my husband likes scallops, and I want him to have his fill of however much he wants. And so I wanted to supplement with something on the side that was related to seafood, so I came up with Buford stew. And then my husband's favorite dessert is peach cobbler and ice cream. So I am planning for this. So this is an expensive meal, more than normal for us, but it is a birthday meal, and so that is typical for birthdays. So what we have are leftovers. That was actually for yesterday. Today I plan on us having salmon patties. I have a few leftover greens that my mom gave us whenever we were over there at Christmas. That was left over. And I have some canned okra, tomatoes, and corn. I have rice and gravy here, but you know what? I have some leftover grits from Saturday morning that we need to use. And grits are really good with the okra, tomatoes, and corn, and also with the salmon patty. So I don't think I'm going to even waste the rice and gravy when I have grits already. So that is a meal for today. The vegetable soup. What happened was, at our church Sunday evening, I had made a full crock pot of vegetable soup and a full crock pot of chili, and we invited anyone that wanted to stay afterwards to fellowship to stay and visit with Brittany and Mark while they were in town. And so I had a little bit of vegetable soup left over. So what I'm going to do with that is add to that some more of the mixed vegetables and maybe some ground deer meat, and beef it up and make it into a full soup again. But hopefully not enough to where it's left over, because remember, some of that will be from Sunday, and so I wouldn't want to keep it past that night. So let's see, we have Thursday pinto beans, potatoes. My mom gave me a big ham hock and cornbread. Or no, she didn't give me the cornbread, but that's what we're going to have with it. She gave me it was a ham bone actually, left over from the ham that we had at Christmas. It has a lot of meat on it. So when I thaw that out and I cook it in with the beans, I don't know, I might even take some more of the ham meat off and make it into another meal, perhaps for lunch. Like I said, lasagna, bread, and salad here. I'm going to get the bread, Lord willing, from Walmart. The dollar loaves that they have the French bread and Italian bread. Now, we like the everything Italian bread, and we like to make that into a garlic bread. I told you about this meal. Then pork loin. This is New Year's Day. We always have our peas and greens. We are in the South, and yes, we always have our peas and greens with some more cornbread. So I could make enough cornbread here, a double batch, and freeze it. So that way I don't have to cook that here. I'll do the the peas in the pressure cooker, the greens on the stove, it won't take long, and then a pork loin. So then we have some baked chicken here. This may be grilled chicken. I'm thinking about changing this around with some mashed potatoes, and I have it open here. We might do some green beans or something. It needs to be something green here. This says baked, it could be grilled. Tacos, chicken noodle soup. This is homemade chicken noodle soup. And I like to really make it thick to where it has a lot of chunky carrots and celery and onion with a lot of noodles. And big chunks of chicken. So let's see, we have beans and rice here. This is actually Zatarain's recipe here. I got the box rice mix, so that's beans and rice there, and some more okra, tomatoes, and corn, because I think okra goes good with anything that would be from like Louisiana or with seafood. Pizza, this is homemade pizza. Then I have some catfish in the freezer that we caught when we went on a camping trip in October. So I'm planning on some fried fish, hush puppies, coleslaw, and fries. And then on Sunday, it's always good to do some baked potatoes. And it makes for an easy meal. I could go ahead and pre-cook some chili if I wanted to, or just have some cheese and sour cream and butter on top. You could use any kind of leftover meat, really, to put on top of your baked potatoes, and it makes a filling meal. We have here maybe some grilled pork chops. I'm assuming that they're going to have pork chops on sale this week because of it being New Year's. Usually you find a lot of pork on sale this week. I'm hoping I do, but that might be something else that's open here. Then I have some beef enchiladas. It's actually going to be from deer meat, not beef, but I call it beef. And then some corn. I might make some Spanish rice. I have plenty of rice and tomato paste and seasonings. I could do some Spanish rice. So that is that. And so what I did was I took this menu. A lot of this was inspired from what we already had here, but of course you have to buy fill-in items. That's when this comes in handy. I'm going to see what kind of chicken I can get to make that soup I was telling you about. And I'm hoping to get a pack for $4. Most of the time it's good to buy things by the pound, but sometimes you come out better to stay within your budget to actually buy it by the pack. So that's what's matching this scenario right here. And then we have shrimp, hopefully some pork chops, I don't know. We need some saltine crackers, and the funny thing is, this is one of the items that's cheaper at Walmart than it is at Aldi. There's a few more things that is actually cheaper at Walmart than Aldi, but this is one of them. Mayonnaise, I'm only going to get one jar. Tea, I need to see if we need tea, really. I could stretch it for another 2 weeks and not even buy any. Coffee, any kind of canister I can get for $7 or less. I would like to see about the K-Cups at Aldi. My son was very generous and bought us a K-Cup machine. That's something that I would never pay that much money for, but he is very sweet and he was very generous in doing that. And he actually bought the thing that you can refill and put your own coffee in and still use it in the K-Cup machine. It works very well. So if I cannot find cheap K-Cups at Aldi or somewhere, I'm going to just buy some more regular coffee. I need some canned peaches for that peach cobbler. Sugar, of course. Mixed vegetables. I'm buying this because I don't have anything that I'm going to be using it for right now. But it's on sale right now at IGA for 50 cents a can. And then the sugar is on sale at IGA as well, so I need to make a run to IGA and get these two items. It's just right down the road from our house, so it's no big deal. I'm not going too far out of the way or wasting gas. Green beans. They have I think it, let's see, Lucky something or Luck, something Luck. It's a type of, it's in a blue can, but they have green beans and corn for like 37 cents a can or something like that. It's 30 something cents a can. So I've been buying that brand, and the green beans are shorter. You can tell that they're using ends, not the stems or anything, but just, you know, short ends or short green beans. But that's okay. They're cheaper and they are still green beans, so we will eat them. Tortillas from Aldi. That's where we typically get those. Corn on the cob I need for the Buford stew. French fries to go with the fried fish, because that's sort of a luxury food, so that way I don't have to cut up my own fries. Vanilla ice cream to go with peach cobbler. Taco lettuce, and then salad stuff. I'm going to see what looks good. Of course, we're going to need some greens and maybe some tomatoes and whatever else I want to put in the salad. Greens for New Year's. I'm praying actually that James can get some free greens. The service work that he does, they do a lot of work on local farms, and a lot of times as a gift they are generous and they will give some of the service people free produce, and especially around the holidays. So I'm hoping that he can get that. But if not, I've got it in the menu, in the budget. A bag of potatoes, cabbage for the coleslaw. I'm hoping it's going to be cheaper than $3. I try to stay on the upper end of estimating the stuff, and I'm hoping to get a small bag of carrots for $1. Garlic bread, that's the Walmart bread. I'll need to get 2 loaves. Milk here, I have, I think it's $17, but I don't think I'm going to need to get that much because we have a little bit left in the fridge. I'll have to see. And then some cheddar cheese and mozzarella cheese. The mozzarella cheese is for the lasagna and for pizza. So that's $127. I'm trying to stay at $150 for 2 weeks this time around. And so if all of this works out, that would give me $23 left for any cheap items that, you know, I could put in the stock up for the following 2 weeks. So anyway, now that I've talked your ear off and I need to get off from here, but I wanted to share this with you, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.